Alright, Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, salute to whoever's teaching the word. Um, uh, as you see on the screen here, we've got a meeting going on here, and it's and there's been a series of meetings. You got your G20, I believe this is your G7 in Germany, and there's another meeting that's going to be taking place. Some of the leaders are going to be heading over to Madrid, and pretty much what they're saying here with this Boris Johnson, he's gonna go, and what he's saying is he's gonna put a lot of money into this war, and he's encouraging other nations to do it, to put money in for this Russian the Russia-Ukraine situation. Now what I do want to say on this situation is if you ever doubted that there was going to be a World War III, as people have been over the years, that would never, you hear it all. You've heard people say, oh yeah, the USSR is broken up, the Soviet Union, they'll never come back together. That they're done. There's all sorts that people say, oh, that would never happen. They wouldn't allow it to happen. The nations wouldn't allow it to happen, wouldn't allow this, wouldn't allow that. But when you check out what's going on, all they're talking about is war. That's all they're talking about, man. That's all they're pushing, that's all they're fueling, along with other agendas and things that are going on. And we're seeing a whole lot of meetings taking place, economic meetings, speeches. There's been so much going on. There's been economic meetings. There's been meetings about the climate. There's meetings about and they're always having meetings. But you've got like global. You had a Bilderberg meeting. There's so much meetings happening that this one meeting's not big anymore because there's so much of them. The Bilderberg meeting, what did happen over there in America? That came, and that's one of the biggest meetings that they have. But they've been having so much of them. So usually that Bilderberg meeting would eclipse every other meeting, But that one came and went, and then you got this G20, you got this G7, and amongst others that are taking place. Now, this is called a G7 summit. Now we know when you read the scriptures and you read about mountains represent governments. And what's the summit? The top of a mountain. So the rulership and the governments of this world have got agendas on the table, And what does the scripture say? It says that they basically they plan. They have the meetings in the darkness. They plan this wickedness on their beds, and when the morning is light, they practice it. So they have these meetings, and they put agendas forth, and then when they put these meetings together, they come out with policies and things of that nature, to push how they want the future to go. Do you know what I mean? So that's what's happening here. So they're talking about a lot of war and stuff like that. So like I said, if anybody doubted that there was going to be a war, well, the scriptures mention that. The scriptures talks about Gog and Magog and the Lord putting hooks in their jaws. And all these, and the nation remembering their former nature, these different. You're gonna have Arab nations linked up with. You got China, Russia. You got nations that have got allies, and you got these NATO nations that have got an allied together to come against the new threat. Is what they're pushing. If you check it out, even the Russian news stations and things of that nature, it's all blocked off the internet, all blocked off YouTube. You can't even go on it. This is the scripture says you had the three woes, which is in Revelation, 3 major world wars: World War I, World War II, World War III. You had the German thing with Hitler, and he was the big bad boogeyman. because they say it's all a stage, man. Now you got World War Three with who's the new big bad boogeyman? It's um, um Putin, and I remember when I was in a fucking pub. Um, I don't remember where I was, man. I was up. There was a lad from Yorkshire somewhere, man. And I don't know if I was up Yorkshire or if I was in the Midlands and he was just in there. But I was in a pub. I could have been up there. But all I remember is this dude saying, I remember this geezer saying, he goes, and this was, let's say, this was before all this. This is before any of this. This was, I'd say, about 5, 6, 7 years ago, you know? And it could have been 2015 or something like that. And I just remember being in the pub and this dude just going in on Putin. And what was he saying? He was like, that Putin's Hitler. So Putin is a new big bad boogeyman that all the nations are coming together to come against come on, man, to say, oh yeah, we're the good guys and we're gonna the superheroes that are gonna protect themselves against Putin. This is a joke, man. So then, you got people in support of all this. You got people like right out there that they don't even want there to be a war full stop. You got people that look at this from different angles. You got people that look at it like, well, you know what? We don't even want war full stop, man. War, hands down. You see, and you think the fact that they built missiles, the scriptures talks about there's a smith that bloweth the coal, and the scriptures, a fire not blown shall consume them. That's missiles. A fire not blown is a fire that you don't fan the fire, you don't blow it. It's concentrated fire. It's a missile. Another scripture to prove that is the scripture says that the arrows shall be shot from one end of the earth to the other. What arrow do you know? What bow, an arrow that a man just makes and shoots with his hands can go from one end of the earth to the other? It's talking about the nuclear missiles. But back in the ancient world, they wouldn't have called it a fucking nuclear missile, man. That's for you people that don't believe in prophecy and you think that when you open the Bible, it's got to be speaking, it's got to speak like a fucking bite-sized GCSE revision and shit, man. The scriptures don't speak like that. Oh, come on, man. Like you're reading a fucking A levels test or no GCSE bite-sized study. A missile shall be shot from the country. It's not gonna say it like that. They weren't calling it missiles. You had ancient warfare and stuff like that. Now you got this technology. These missiles can follow people around and all of this sort of stuff. You can program them to follow one person and following them. If trying to run around buildings, the thing will be locked onto them. So we're dealing with these miracles that's in the scriptures. This technology. Technology is a miracle. Because there's things you can do with technology that, blows the mind. With technology, if someone can't walk, they can hook them up to robotics and this person now can walk. That's a miracles. If you would have told someone, look, man, I can make you walk, like, what the fuck are you talking about? But with a brain chip and some technology, they can actually make people that can't walk. Just turn them into a fucking cyborg, man. And that's the truth. So yeah, the scriptures definitely says that, and actually the World War III is part of the judgment of the Most High, man. There's many scriptures on World War III, this is just a quick video, but there's many scriptures that talk about it. World War III's judgment on the planet. If you read 2 Peter, it says the world back then was wiped out with water, but this time it shall be like, it's basically going to rain fire with these missiles being shot from these multiple countries. That's the new judgment, fire on the earth. hitting it, and it's going to hit America. America's going to be totally wiped out. But missiles are going to hit other countries because America's going to shoot their missiles, and allies of America are going to shoot their missiles on other countries. So it's going to be a trade of missiles. It's just that America's going to get the complete bad end of the stick. America's going to be wiped out, and that's judgment on America, the bloody city, because it's built up, it's proud, and they got a saying, America's got the best military might in the world, and basically America will never be able to go down. That's the spirit of the place. But that's going to be and America's crumbling within, just like Rome. You got these civil wars, you got this political divide and all that, and everything going on over there. Okay, so you know what I say, everything's a stage. Well, you know what? Everything's the Most High stage. Because it's His play. He said that this was going to happen before these people were even born, man. And you're reading it in the scriptures. That's why these scholars and archaeologists, they read the Bible and they look at the Hebrew. You know why they do that? Because the book is true, and it's speaking on, it prophesied everything that was going to take place. So they go to these locations, dig things up, and check things out, because you can't get around prophecy. Everything that was said is going to happen. People are controlled by the Most High, whether they know it or not. So this is what's going down, and they're all playing into the demise of themselves, man. The scripture says, "I've seen Satan fall as fast as lightning." That's when this destruction happens, all chaos happens, and the nuclear missiles destroy these kingdoms. There's going to be no building back. It's going to be over for these elites and powers that be of now. Do you know what I mean? So they're going to be taken out, man. I'm going to touch on some more of this. I'll probably do there's articles on it. There's news info on what's going on, and I'm going to probably do something on that. But as you see, this is him turning up at these meetings. All these nations are involved, man, and you got nations joining NATO, and they want to feel protected and all that, so they're joining NATO. I think certain of them Nordic countries joining NATO because they want to be protected, man, because that's what the NATO pact is if you threaten one country or just go to war with one country, all of the other nations and NATO have to come together and fight. And then you got the EU, which is the economic side of things, which you've seen what happened with all that. Britain's helping the NATO side with the fighting, but they pulled out of the EU economically. So you can't tell me that's not division. How are you not going to fund somebody with finances? You're going to pull out of that, but when it comes to fighting, you're going to fight. It doesn't really make no sense. If you're going to pull out, then you would just pull out. So there you have it. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.